Hi, I'm Roger and welcome back to the Tractor Tech channel. Pallet forks are one of the most useful attachments you can have for your tractor, but even at that, there's some things they're not so great for. And in my opinion, one of those things is moving logs. They're actually very dangerous to use to move logs, and I do not recommend it. So I'm going to jump in the tractor now and move some logs and show you why. I have my forks in the widest spacing possible, so the log will be as stable as can be. I also have a good heavy ballast on the tractor because I'm going to be lifting some heavy logs. Here's a perfect example of a dangerous log. You can see how it's just barely balanced on there. This is one hand. So as you can see with the log like that, you have to be very careful because it can fall back on the tractor operator, a bystander, or a vehicle if you were trying to load it onto a truck or trailer. So now that I've moved these 4 logs off the pile, I'm going to show what it's like picking logs up off the ground and move these back onto the pile. logs I didn't have too much trouble, and then other logs it was pretty difficult to move. When you're using forks to move logs, you have to have the balance point of the log just about spot on to get them on the forks. And the balance point's not always in the middle because some logs are way bigger on one end than what they are on the other end. So you have to have that pretty much spot on to be able to pick it up with a set of forks. Unlike a grapple, where you can be off a little bit and still pick it up. You don't want to be off with the grapple though, because you can still spring your loader or turn the tractor over if you're off a great amount. What makes forks so unsafe to move a log with is there's nothing holding the log on the forks. So when you go to move, if the log decides to slip, roll, slide, whatever, who knows where it could end up and hurt somebody or something. There are grapples you can get for forks, but depending on the style of the grapple, some grapples don't close down very tight, so if you have a small log, say 8 or 10 inches, it's going to flop around pretty loose on the forks. One thing that makes forks difficult to move logs is most forks are 42 or 48 inches long. These are 48 inches long. So when you go to pull into the pile, you can't pull in very far to pick the log up, because then you'll be picking up 2, 3, 4 logs. This tractor has one of the strongest loaders for a compact tractor, and on that large diameter log, and the real long log that I picked up, the one that was about 24 feet long I think, with the log all the way out at the end of the forks, the tractor did not want to curl the forks all the way back. And that's another thing you have to watch. Before you start moving, the log should be back against the forks. You have to be careful that when the log rolls back, you don't want it slamming back against the forks real hard and beating the tractor to death every time you do that. But I know some people try to cut firewood off of pallet forks. That's also very dangerous, because if you're cutting off of this side of the forks, the log's going to start getting lighter. It's going to be heavier on that end. So at some point in time, the log's going to tip up, and when it tips up, it could roll or do anything and hit the person running the chainsaw. I know there have been a lot of logs moved with forks, but there are better methods, and moving logs with forks is something that I definitely do not recommend doing. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this.